I just know that this is going to be huge, and it is huge a field. And I'm seeing kind of AI and kind of digital marketing and all that are people are being affected by it first. Like Chris, the last two agency owners that I interviewed that are like power users of AI. Um, in like the pre-interview, post-interview, like we've had some lengthy conversations, even during the interview, like I'm seeing that these marketers are being empowered to step outside of marketing and help businesses and other kind of operations because you AI is affecting everything, right? And it affected marketing first, maybe HR, legal review, but like to become like a connected worker and understand how all these things work, that's the next skill set that is needing to be developed. And I think even when like people are getting interviewed, it's like, do you know, like, I remember someone was joking with me that back in the day, people put on their resume, understanding of the World Wide Web. And that was actually like something that businesses were looking for and needed to understand. I feel like AI is the same way. Like, how AI native are you? Do you understand how these systems work? How productive can you be? And it's not just understanding what it is, but it's understanding like how to apply it, how to use it. And I just think that that's going to be the next conversation. And I think that a lot of people that were impacted early by AI are going to have such exponential opportunity because they use it day in, day out. Because like when I get outside of this bubble that I'm in, and if you're listening to this podcast, you're certainly in the bubble. And you talk to people like how they're using AI. They're like, oh, well, like we put it in a spreadsheet and like, oh, it came up with some numbers, or like, oh, we used it to like help. We use Copilot a lot to help us write email. Or the best one is, I'm using AI overviews. I'm using AI overviews at Google.
Yep.
So they're using AI, and guess what? They're not wrong. They are using AI, but it's like that image of the iceberg, and they're touching the tip of the iceberg, and I don't know. I think that this is where everything's going. I have been debating on changing the name quite a while of the podcast. I just, you start over when you do that, and people can't find you. And I think we still have search volume for eWeb style, not as much. That tail was quite long, but shortened. But eWebResults, people still do search for, and we do have the domains redirected to EWR Digital. And so, I mean, it's hard when you're in a world that continues to shift and things keep changing, and things that were bad for you are now good for you, and things online continue to change. And I think that we just really, as humans, live in a state of being able to adapt to a changing world. And that's like the only thing that's consistent is kind of the jagged edge of instability of where things are going, and understanding your place in that, and how to transverse that landscape.
Yeah, I think so. I listened to a podcast called Moonshots, which is
Me too. Yeah.
I get changed over to AI, and one day I'm driving to work, and I'm like, and we've got a successful company here, but part of me is like, should I stop everything I'm doing and focus on AI, right? Because they were. I don't know how frequently their episodes were coming out, but now it's 2 and sometimes 3 times a week because AI is changing so much and it's going to be so impactful. And then my ultimate conclusion was, no, I should use AI inside of my environment as much as possible. How do I leverage and multiply the productivity so that we're generating more value faster? And so that's, I'm not quitting what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I'm utilizing AI for sure.
Yeah, I've had that same battle because we're so heavily entrenched in AI. I think it's starting to be ubiquitous and what we're doing and how we're doing things. And really, Moonshots tells you where everything's going, and space, and longevity, and they bring on different people. And it's really good to like understand the like 10-year like strategy,
Yeah.
and then walking it all the way back to like what we're talking about as far as like the implementation and the execution. And that's been the feedback, Chris, that I've gotten is as like, and we've been labeled as like an advanced SEO podcast or whatever, but I think really maybe getting recategorized into the AI category, because I like a lot of these conversations and how they apply to business operations and how to think about governance and all that sort of thing. And marketing like certainly gets impacted by that. And that's like a big swath of who's going to be affected. And I mean, how brands present online and like what is their reputation and how do you leverage all that is a huge surface area of what AI covers because it's the spoken language. You know, I see with like again multimodal AI coming out, the surface areas are certainly changing and evolving. And I think people, and again, I need to get more on the YouTube on kind of the implementation and showing people how to do this stuff.